And across the world, preparations for ushering the new year are in full swing, but fearing a security threat, administrations across Western countries are ramping up safety measures for New Year's Eve celebrations and dealing with ghosts of New Year's past. The police in Germany's capital is preparing for any unforeseen circumstances after violence broke out last year. Now, this incident left 18 police officers injured and 103 people were arrested.
Die Bilder aus dem letzten Jahr, die kennen wir alle, aber nicht nur die Erfahrung, die Analyse des Einsatzes des letzten Jahreswechsels sind in unsere Einsatzplanung eingeflossen, sondern natürlich auch die aktuellen Entwicklungen seit dem 7. Oktober, die Erfahrungen mit Halloween, sodass wir mit einem deutlich höheren Kräfteansatz dieses Jahr arbeiten.
France is also deploying large groups of police and soldiers owing to very high terrorist threats facing the country. And officials warn of a growing risk in possible terror attacks as a spillover of the Israel-Hamas war.
I have therefore asked for the mobilization of over 90,000 police and gendarmes, plus 5,000 soldiers from Operation Sentinel. There will also be tens of thousands of firefighters, as the civil security will be particularly mobilized.
Now, other European countries such as Austria have increased security, while Sweden has remained on high alert since summer. Now, the terror threat level in the Netherlands was raised last week, with security services warning that terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda were using the conflict in the Middle East to encourage attacks in the West. And earlier this month, the Hamas terror plot across Europe was thwarted by police, and 7 suspected terrorists said to be acting in Hamas's name were being arrested during raids in Germany, Denmark and the Netherlands. Now, meanwhile, in the Big Apple, the New York Police Department and other security officials are preparing to secure the landmark Times Square, where thousands gather for New Year's Eve celebrations. Police and local administration will also be using drone surveillance to monitor the area on Sunday.
We will be out here with our canines, our horsebacks, our drones, our helicopters, our boats. The full complement of our public safety apparatus will be on display. Now, we're urging everyone, if you are here for the first time, you know you're not going to drive during this weekend. Public transportation is open. We are really encouraging everyone to use mass transit.
Well, this has always been a feature of mass events like this. I remember some years ago myself, before 9/11, spending New Year's Eve in Times Square, and there were huge numbers of police because there are huge numbers of people. In France, they expect 1.5 million people to throng the Champs-Élysées, and the centre of Berlin, London are the same. So I think whenever you have that many people, you have to be concerned about all levels of security, from pickpockets to fights, to the prospect of terrorist activities. But of course, in this particular situation, we have had Western intelligence agencies saying for the last 2 or 3 months that there is a heightened threat of Islamic terrorism from ISIS or Al-Qaeda affiliates, or indeed just individuals disgruntled by the West's support for Israel over the war in Gaza.